Overnight, USDA announced that we did, in fact, have an overnight export sale, but it was not maybe what a lot of folks expected with all the talk about more Chinese soybean purchases yesterday. It was not that. It was a sale of corn overnight, and it was a sale that went to Mexico. The amount, 200,000 tons. It was for the 2019 and 2020 marketing year, which just started on the 1st of September, by the way. So the question is, did that help to support the corn market or not this morning? Well, if we look at our futures on the corn trade in Chicago, we will look at December, and the answer is didn't offer much. 373 is our last trade, so we're down this quarter of a cent, although it has bounced off of its earlier low this morning. It got as low as 370 and a quarter and came back about 3 cents now. So we have March also down a quarter of a cent. Keep in mind the crop condition rating improved by 2 percentage points in the corn in that latest USDA report yesterday. So that's kind of weighing on the corn here. On the soybean trade right now, you currently have the November now trading 5 3/4 higher at 8.98 and a quarter. And on the wheat trade in Chicago, we'll go to that December contract. We're down a penny at 4.82 right now. Meanwhile, in the Kansas City market, December is basically flat, unchanged at 406 and a half. In Minneapolis, December, it is starting to perk up a little bit and trading on the higher side, about a penny higher here a little bit ago. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well. It has been trading independently from the other two exchanges here this week. I want to go to the phone and welcome Ben Hushon of the Mill in Whitehall, Maryland, and get an update on the Mid-Atlantic region as far as what's going on with the cropping year. And I assume last time we talked, Ben, you were getting ready and gearing up for the fall harvest out there. Is it now fully underway?
Good morning, Marlin. Yes, it is fully underway. There is still some corn that's got some mid-20 moisture on it, but I tell you what, probably the talk of the community, two things are weather. Looked up, we had a total of 2 inches over 3 different rain events in September. We've had less than an inch, that was in August. So 2 inches the entire month of August, and we've had less than an inch so far here in September. So our talk is how guys are telling me they don't have to drive through wet spots in fields, etc. So weather is king, and plenty warm, mid-80s, upper 80s, low 90s, pretty much every day.
So what kind of results are you getting out of the field now with the harvest starting?
Well, so far, yields generally, folks are a little guarded because they're saying, wow, this is maybe the best ever, certainly one of the top 2. I think there's apprehension. We ran into a lot of heat in mid to late July, and I think a lot of folks are believing that the yields are big at the moment because of how that they got. It might be the corn that tasseled out before all that heat came in. So at the moment, the word on the street and the word from the farmers and their yield monitors are maybe best ever. We're hearing some field averages, not farm averages, but field averages 250 and higher.
When you look at the progress that they're making out in the field right now, is that about average for your starting time for fall harvest?
Well, see, Marlin, it's funny how we all remember last year much better than we do the averages. And the last 2 years, 17 and 18, were wet harvests. So you would run a few days, you'd have to leave a field because it laid wet, you'd have to leave parts of field. This year, total opposite. The efficiencies of the corn harvest are amazing. There won't be I think we're probably going to be at 50% of the corn harvested by the end of September, which in our community, I believe, is unheard of. Now, I can update you on that next Tuesday because that'll be a new month. But it is amazing. And again, the farmers are telling us it's just a pure efficiency. Roll into a farm and do every square inch of every field because there's no wet spots.
Wow. Thank you so much for the update, and our best to everybody there as they get into full-bore harvest here. I appreciate that update, Ben. Ben Hushon of the Mill in Whitehall, Maryland, with a look at conditions in the Mid-Atlantic region. We'll be back in a moment, and we'll take a closer look at our latest in the livestock trade.